All right.
All right, we're live. This is episode 4 of MVP Launch on Twitch. This week we have Igor Lanko. He's the co-founder and designer at Collecta. It is a really cool app. You add your desktop. It allows you to organize all your screenshots and everything that inspires you. So just remember to give us a follow on Twitch. And here's Igor.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
All right.
Doing great, thank you. How are you?
Good.
Hey, was that a good summary or intro, or how did I botch it?
Nailed it.
Nailed it. All right, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's right.
So,
All right.
yeah, Igor, tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I started programming in school. I was kind of interested in learning PHP. I had like this thick book, so I was learning it old school style, I guess. Yeah, so instead of during classes, instead of listening to what teacher has to say, I was just reading the book and trying to come up with something. And yeah, then I started figuring out I didn't like the examples in the book. Like how do they show the form of on a certain website? And I was like, well, I probably should do something about it. And yeah, that's how I found out about HTML, CSS, and stuff. And yeah, that's how I became a designer.
So you're doing more like a website type of designer. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, they call it product design now. So it's essentially a combination of being responsible for the technical side of things, right? So either a website or application, mobile application or something like that, and the business side of it. Meaning you can't just design something, you also have to ask questions like why? Why is it the button should be this size? Or you have to ask questions like why do they need this form here? Why even a website? Maybe they just, I don't know, need a person standing in front of the store and say, come to my store. It's a dumb example, but yeah, I mean, that's what essentially product design is. But yeah, I call myself product design. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So tell us a bit about Collector and how did you start at the company?
Yeah, I mean, collecta is something that honestly always was sort of in my head because designers, I mean, I'm not a good designer. Despite the years of experience, I still, this feeling when you look at somebody's work and you be like, I'm so far from, I have such a long way to go on this path to become at least something like this. So designers, they gather inspiration a lot. They use Pinterest, they use Instagram. That's totally normal. In fact, during your design career, not sure what's the right word in English, but I guess so. There's basically you have to have a certain level of aesthetic appreciation, to become better. So you have to get better and better just because you look at things, you basically soak it in, a lot of good, beautiful things, and that's how you start producing beautiful things. You can't just become a great designer or an artist just from being born this way. I believe at least that's certainly you gain during your experience. So this is totally normal path, and I guess one of the things that designers do in their career, they look at others' work. So, and I, of course, myself as well. And what do you do about it? You just you look at it, you gather it, you collect it somewhere, you start organizing it. It just comes natural. Oh, those are great buttons, I should put them in some folder. Oh, those are, I don't know, great typography pairings or colors, or just in general, a beautiful website. And yeah, and that's just part of the designer's flow, I guess. And as a designer myself, I was doing this, and I was always looking for a certain tool to do this, but yeah, neither worked for me. So yeah, I just thought, well, if I know what I want, why don't I build it? I guess.
So the problem you're solving with Collecta is designers need all this inspiration, right? And they're kind of building it kind of every day. They see this, they want to add it. They see this, they want to add it. And so you're the place that they can kind of collect all of these little bits of inspiration in a relatively organized way.
Yeah, there's a difference though, because there's Pinterest, obviously, right? Like, let's just point to an elephant in a room. But we are not focusing on gathering, like looking for inspiration. We are more about having a really comfortable, small, and private space to actually store it somewhere. Because yes, essentially, yes, to answer your question, yes, that's what it is. You're basically organizing your inspiration. But yeah, we are trying, to focus on the handiness, I guess, the usefulness, the speed actually too, of this process, rather than giving people a source of inspiration. You know what I mean? So it's just a place to store it. You have tons of sources. Like I guess it's foolish to compete, at least for us, to compete with Instagram or Pinterest. There's just, I don't think there's enough capabilities to do that for a bootstrap company.
Sounds like the design. Can I build like a prototype with collector? Is that like what it's about? Like I can build a prototype based on the elements that you have collected in the site, so that like I can use that as an inspiration for the actual production when I'm in this tech job and stuff like this.
Yeah, yeah. It's just essentially you are the source of this inspiration. It's like, let's say you were working on I don't know, on a flowers delivery store or something, right? And during the work for the store, you gathered some references, basically, like you captured basically a lot of I don't know, like order forms, right, where you select the time of delivery. You started like picking up some inspiration around the general like color palettes, like that, while designing this thing. And then later on, let's say you're working on a pizza delivery store, right? And even though those are different products, essentially you still have to select delivery time. You still have to like design the form in a certain way, and you just go back to your collected inspiration for this store or like for this project, and you pick up from there. You're like, okay, so I use this one, and this worked well. This not, so yeah. It's not just about like storing it and just leaving it there. Yes, correct. It's also about using it in your actual work, of course. I mean, that's the whole point of it, actually. So yeah. Also, I mean, a lot of people just do that for fun. Like they just like to collect images a lot. So it's another use case.
Have you seen like anything surprising? Like, have any of your users? I know you said maybe last time we talked you had like 200 users or something around there. Like, have you seen them use the app in a way that has surprised you?
We're still digging into this kind of problem, because like I said, I solved this problem for myself, and it was kind of I mean, it works for me and for certain people too, but yes, of course, we are seeing people use it in a little different way from what we initially thought. Especially, like, we made a huge accent on screenshots, because, well, there are a lot of tools like this actually, and we are not like completely disrupting the area. We are rather just we're combining a lot of useful things in the same place. Like I know one tool, like tool A, tool B, and I use them all. It just, we are basically combined a lot of cool things into one thing. And yeah, but certain things got lost in a way, just because I thought those are not essentially, essential. For example, browser extensions. Like a lot of tools just rely on browser extensions. Like Pinterest, right? You have, you're looking at a website and you're like, oh, there are images and I like this image, and just click pin and it appear in your board after 100 clicks, I guess, or something. But then, like, what do I do if I just need to capture the entire website, like, or just a part of it, right? Like, website is not an image, right? Website is a coded thing. Like, how do you capture that? So that's why we put a lot of emphasis on screenshots. But turns out, actually, some people do like to capture images, and that sounds logical, right? But like for us, at the time of development, wasn't that
You mean
logical.
like just like download and save the image directly?
Why don't you do both though? Like
exactly, yeah. And when, after just speaking with users, like I have chat, like chat bubble in the bottom right in our app. So yeah, people just chat with me, and they can do that anytime. And yeah, after just speaking with people, like they'd be like, yeah, but what about extensions? And what about extensions? Like one person, another person asks that, and I'm like, okay, well, it seems like we need to do something about it. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of the ways.
Yeah, I used to be a designer myself, so like I
Hmm.
know what you mean by that you need like inspirations from the others. Like what I find like really helpful for me that when I was I mean that was like way long ago, like 10 years ago when I was a designer in school, and one of my biggest thing is that I love buying this like design magazine, and I love
Hmm.
seeing other people's great design because it does inspire me to do something great or
Exactly.
similar or like something I can steal from, like and I always thought of design kind of like what you said, like you put a lot of different elements together, but they have to have some sort of harmony. You have to train yourself to be like that. So I thought that was really
Yeah.
interesting.
Training is actually a great word. So there's this Russian designer, Anton Schneider. Um, I don't remember what exactly interview it was, but I remember him talking about this particular skill, basically like training your aesthetic look, and how do you differentiate stealing design and inspiring from it. And
Right.
his story was that he was like, I don't know, like at the age of, I guess, 5 or 6. He's like 30, 35 or 36, so it was a while ago. um, when he was 5 or 6, though, he would just cut out the magazines, like just any magazine he liked from, like, parents journal table or something. He would just cut them into smallest pieces, of like squares, basically, then put them all in the same box, like mash them, and then just pick up one by one and see if he likes it, if he likes that particular, like, inch by inch square. And like, if he likes it, he would put it on the right. If he didn't, he put it left. It's a simple example for child, and especially like for human, as like Anton Schneider. That's really, inspiring. But in the same way, is like, it kind of gave me at least an idea that, yeah, people, you know that's just essential in us. Like, we'd like to compare things. We like to, put them somewhere. And the key thing is, where we like to save those beautiful things. We like to keep them somewhere so they would pertain there, and that, like, those are our things. So we are actually thinking about implementing something like this. We're not sure yet. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, like Tinder, like left right swiping thing, but for
Mm.
That's a
images.
great
But
idea. I love that.
yeah,
That's so
and
interesting. Actually, you
because
gotta because it's easier to see things when you're comparing
yeah,
them. Like if it's by
exactly.
itself, you can't tell the difference if it's good or not. It's really interesting. You should totally like you should do some sort of like user interviews, like see people's reaction on that. Like do something
Yeah,
simple.
we
That
are
would be
thinking about it.
interesting.
We're thinking about it because, uh, like I said, there are a lot of sources of inspiration, a lot of things where people, can see things, because we have plans to integrate with Instagram, to launch a mobile application that would just connect with your, camera, obviously. And then when you make a screenshot on your phone, it would also, like, offer you to push this to Collecta. So we obviously will end up, at least I hope, end up with a lot of different platforms involved. And collecting, particularly, like, saving things somewhere, is kind of a hassle, even though we have it. I think we have it way better than other tools out there in terms of, like, organizing things. But there's still going to be images that are either, like, you weren't sure where to put them. So aside from machine learning and all those, like, fancy things that would automatically detect the contents, it's cool, but yeah, everybody, I guess, has it now. Yeah, you would also just, like, go through this particular enjoying process of, like, swiping left, right, and seeing what did you like or what did you, because also, like, on Instagram, there is a saved screen, like saved page, basically, where you can, or liked, actually, even
Like a
liked is better,
favorite,
like,
yeah. I know what you're
yeah, you can
talking about.
see all your liked posts, but they hide it for, like, behind 3 or 4 screens, which is crazy. I like going through my liked posts because that's the hand-picked, like that's the best content because I can,
Yeah.
right? I don't need an algorithm. I don't need a suggestion engine or something. I already did the work. Just show it to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, I
Well,
have this.
They don't make
site-
money on that anymore. You know, they
Well,
they only make money when you see ads and new stuff.
exactly.
That's probably
That's
that's probably true. What's their priority of like the money making models, right?
No, but I really love
Yeah.
it because I mean, if I'm, I'm not a designer, but when you come to like all the like the cloud storage stuff, like Dropbox or Google Cloud or
Yeah.
whatever, like it kind of sucks for images, really. Like your solution's way better. Like
It
if I'm
doesn't
collecting
work.
images, like I'm rather use this.
Like we had a
So-
user. Sorry, yeah, please go on. Yeah.
No,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a funny story. I just wanted to say that we had a user who was using Google Drive for exactly this, purpose, and not even speaking about that in one folder you can have only. Oh, sorry, you can have images only like pertaining to a certain single folder, right? You can't have one image in multiple folders like we do. but it's not even the point. Like he would have, I don't know, like around 6,000 images or so. And at some point he like, well, I really want to use Collecta, but I'm not sure how do I import all my images. And like, how many images you have? He's like 6,000. Like, we don't have that feature. So, but then I remember this Paul Graham article about doing things that don't scale. And actually, during startup school, somebody suggested that to me. I'm like, just do the import manually now. And I asked him to send me an archive. I download the archive, and I just basically imported everything in our storage on S3 manually, all those 6,000 images. And yeah, he seems to like it now. He's using it. So yeah.
Awesome.
Wow,
We won.
that's customer
great,
service. That is cool.
Well, I probably can't do that for everyone because that took a while, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, essentially we won over Google Drive. So something to be proud of, I guess.
It sounds like it's almost your idea is almost similar to Dropbox in a way because like it's like a share folders where your team can like collaborate and then see it from their computer, and then like they can also find inspirations from the folder that are shares, like images, like buttons, like elements. So how do you differentiate yourself from like somebody like Dropbox?
Yeah, well, to be honest, not entirely like Dropbox, just because it is actually a little different market in a way that like team storage for let's say media assets. There are tools for this. In fact, when I was working in a product in the company, we were looking for something similar to to store all the like marketing assets and just things that we reuse. So that's a little different market. However, the inspiration itself and collecting and collaboration around it is something that we are aiming at as well. So we just call it like client collaboration, basically. So when I work with clients, I always do mood boards, just to understand that the client and I are on the same page in terms of what we're looking for in our future design, in the design project. So yeah, you can totally use Collecta for that. In fact, you're creating a collection for a client, and you can combine your existing images that you already have, because, well, you might think, that's just something that could be useful in this project as well. And you just combine those images into the new collection that you can share with clients. We are, in fact, working on this feature right now, on inviting people into the collections. Get a little longer there, though, because I thought we could do this a little earlier, but yeah, took a little while. But yeah, that's something we're aiming for. In fact, it's going to be included in your subscription too. So yeah, it's no additional charge for that.
So how long have you worked on the company? And like, so you were saying that you have 200 users right now, right? And
yeah, it is a little more than that now, just a little.
nice.
Nice.
So when did you start it?
Well, yeah, we started in what is it? October 2020. Well, in fact, idea appeared in 2019, in September to be exact. I was in Italy, and I was like, at that exactly same moment, I was working on a project, and I was like, I'm tired of Googling around for those images that I know I had them somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I know why. Got lazy, I guess.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think it's not to be distracted from the subject too much, but I think it's also kind of important to get yourself a little time to think about it, even if it's a year, I guess. You kind of want to be sure, or at least sure that you want to try before you commit, too much, because we spent almost 4 months building this thing, and we had jobs, so it was, I mean, what am I telling you? Know that.
Yeah.
It can be stressful. So yeah, I think we launched it when we had to. So yeah.
So you launched in October, but you were building it for a while.
No, we started in October. Yeah.
Oh,
we
so,
launched
okay.
We launched January 15th this year. Yeah.
Okay, so
but
it's fresh.
Yeah, we started. Oh yeah, it's definitely fresh.
And you
We are
got
not even making any
200?
money yet.
And you
Sorry?
got 200 users right away after you launched?
Well, we got, let me see, by the end of January, we had, I think, around 150 beta subscribers. Right now, we have 1,000 beta subscribers, but those are not actual users. Yeah, probably around, for users, I think it's around 250 or 300. Something like that. I actually, initially I was super interested in how many users we have, but then I was watching this talk by Suhail, who's a founder of Mixpanel, and we use Mixpanel too. And he was like, you don't want to care about how many users you have. You want to know how many active users you have.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that's
right,
Who's coming
right.
back, right.
yeah, and their attention. And that's our struggle right now. But I mean, not a struggle, but obviously numbers are not as,
What are you
as
doing
great as
for
we want.
acquisition, like user acquisition?
Well, to be honest, nothing. Like literally, I'm not targeting any particular channels. I know we probably should be more involved with the community, but yeah, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm not great at talks, to be honest with you, and public blog
You seem
posts.
fine
Yeah,
to
you're
me.
fooling us. But like, how do users find you?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest channel we got is definitely the where designers habitat, basically. So like designernews.com or .co actually. Um, what else? Oh, we actually got a lot of traffic from the websites that how do you put it? So basically, like catalogs of landing pages. So like they just collect landing pages.
Oh, I see.
And our
So,
page, I guess, was beautiful enough for some of them. So we got a lot of traffic from there because designers also do go there and they look
Oh,
for landing pages inspiration. But in fact, I know that's like, even for me, those catalogs can work for any company or any startup. Like if you have a great website, you can just post your website on those different catalogs, basically. And designers, even if it's not related, right? Those are still humans looking at at those catalogs. So no, if you're selling some
so what's
vitamins
the
or I don't
website's
know.
name? Can you share that website that you did the landing page
Uh,
and got you lots of traffic?
well,
Because
I
I think
can
it would be
definitely
helpful.
Yeah, I can definitely recommend siteinspire.com, although we were not selected there, unfortunately, because yeah, apparently our site wasn't that great for them. But those are like, the selection out there is gorgeous. Yeah. So I think what else? What else changed? Oh, there are a bunch of those. Oh, onepagelove.com. So the
one
submission
page
is
left.
actually paid.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's $40 or so. But yeah, we got around 300 or yeah, something like that, 300 subscribers from there, which is, I mean, for us was pretty okay. Um,
That's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I
Nice.
mean, and there are tons of those actually. Like you don't have to select. In fact, you shouldn't select a single one. Just go for any you found. And
Yeah, just
That's
get yourself
that's good
out
advice.
there.
That's good
yeah,
advice.
and like I said, yeah, because designers also humans,
Yeah.
they might not even, if it's not related to a design sphere, obviously they can still look at your product and, "Oh, okay, I can consider that." Yeah, there's a good list of products I found this way. So
Awesome.
yeah, worked for me.
So let's go through your site. Like, let's talk about it
Yeah,
and see what
I
it's
mean,
like. Let's see.
is there anything particular you want to know? Or
I don't know. It is a beautiful site. It really
Yeah, it
caught my
looks
eye
really
when I was
nice.
looking at it, and I'm just kind of wondering, like, how did you think about like your kind of like design taste, or I don't even know how to say it. Like how did you get to this point? It seems very
honestly,
familiar, but I don't know where to like where I've like kind of seen this style before. I don't know.
yeah, my wife told me I stole it from Apple. And I'm like,
I could see a little bit, but I just looked at the Apple website. I was like, is it Apple? But then I'm like, nah, it really isn't. It does kind of have like an iOS 7 vibe with like the color scheme.
maybe.
Yeah, I
But I mean, we're on
see.
iOS like 13 now, so it's like I think you're clear.
Well, I mean, honestly, what you're looking at is actually the product of like, I don't know, a day of work probably. I literally just put everything I had out there. The one thing I was iterating for a while is the font pair. Like I initially used Inter, which is, it's great, but it's just so subtle. And I switched to, I guess, open source Sans. Yeah, which is great font, by the way. And that was like the most time I spent picking up the font because, yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to be beautiful in that sense. I guess I just got lucky that it came out beautiful. The landing page is something that we started from. So, in fact, the landing page, we launched it public in October right away. Like we were building Collecta and building the backend, front end, building the Mac OS application. But the landing page we put out right there. Like yeah, I don't remember exactly the date, but yeah, definitely it was October. So the reason was for this, I wanted to spend less time as I could, just because, yeah, I wanted to get people's feedback and see how many subscribers we had. In fact, Collecta could have not even existed if we did not have 100 subscribers in October. So or I don't remember, or December. Yeah, December, exactly. Our first publication was on betalist.com, I think, betalist. And we put it out there, just a landing page. Like the actual product wasn't even working at the time. And people could subscribe for the beta. And I told myself, like, if we are not getting at least 100 subscribers, that's just a dumb idea. Like, we're not doing this. That's just for me, I guess. It's probably for myself.
So,
I think that's fair. I mean, like a lot of times, I know I was listening to an interview with the founder of Flexport, and he's like, I put together a landing page over a weekend, and then I got a lot of traffic from it over like a month period. He's like, well, this might be an idea worth pursuing. So I think that's like a pretty good strategy for kind of testing your concept. I don't know if it works for everything, but I think it's definitely like a good something to think about.
I don't remember who was saying this. I think it was Michael Seibel, again from YC. He was saying, like, unless you're building a rocket ship or unless your startup is in some complicated area of business, or, meaning complicated, like just complex, I guess, or like you're a medical startup or something, you probably can test out your idea without even building it. So,
right.
I mean, I'm sure there are going to be exceptions, but I tend to agree. It's just coming from the design perspective, from a designer who does job for a client. Like, I still do freelance projects. So yeah, like you want to spend as less time as you can to test it out. In fact, ship to learn is a great idea too. Like you don't want to build the entire thing and then like spend 6 months on it and then like build it and then, oh, we were wrong. Like that's completely
right.
work. Just build a small thing and ship it right there. Because landing is also shipping, sort of. You're just, instead of having people use it, you kind of explain how they can do that potentially.
You're like, this is how it works or will work.
Or
Still
will.
figuring
I
it
mean,
out.
Dropbox, right? Like that's just a famous example. Dropbox was not, like, their first launch was just a video on the homepage, like explaining the entire magic, how the syncing works. And yeah, they sold it. They in fact raised the money without building the thing. So yeah.
Awesome. I really
get
like
feedback.
your animated. I mean,
Yeah,
a
this
good
is
amount of
the place
websites use
where
it,
it
but
catch me.
I do like the GIF. I'm not sure if it's a GIF or whatnot, but
Yeah, it's a VBM. We should have done this for every square.
I
There,
think
it's just yeah.
this section probably almost you should put it on the front landing here, like
Yeah.
just like big here, and then like it really does. Like I scroll down and I feel like this is the part where I want to stop, you know, because like it does tells you what the website is doing and how it helps you by just drag and drop images.
Oh yeah. Moving images definitely work way better than static images. Exactly,
Yeah.
because they catch your eye. We just launched the video, like the basic.
I watched your
demo.
video. We don't have to watch it
Yeah.
now, but I think
Yeah,
anyone
well,
who
yeah, we
sees
don't,
this
please,
can watch
because
it. Yeah, I thought that was
I-
great. I'm thinking like, you know,
I
we've
can
been
get
working on
embarrassed.
trying to communicate better with our users, and I think like video, you got to throw everything. You know, video, email, really tight messaging, lots of feedback, like all of the
Yeah,
above. You're doing
absolutely.
a good job with that.
Yeah.
Do you have like a little demo maybe you could
Yeah,
you could show?
if I sign up here, would I be able to get a demo or?
Yeah, it's not automated. It's a little secret, but in fact, people who sign up for beta, we invite them manually. So like, there's no flow, you know, for them to automatically get. Like, I literally sit in the evening once a week and invite people gradually. Yeah, just because we don't want to, you know. There are lots of reasons.
Are you able to share your screen maybe? Like
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's
do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let me pull up our test user here. Just how do I do that? Okay, share screen. Okay. Let me know if you see it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So yeah, here's collecta.
Let's add to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically that's the everything screen. That's where you see all your images, everything you saved here. These are collections. So basically all the images are grouped into collections here. So, and they look like tags. So for example, this image here, right? It has catalog and fashion tag, right? But the tags are actually collections, and that's I believe this is our key feature, and that's actually what we've been getting great feedback from users too, because what it means here is that this image is actually pertaining to two folders. In fact, the folder fashion, right, and folder catalog. So for catalog, I'm basically collecting like the way, you know, certain websites represent the catalog of the products they're offering. So that's the idea behind it. Yeah, and the key points of collecta is, like I said, the capturing. So basically, you don't need to have, you know, an image on a website or something. Like, for example, like let's just look at this. It's a great website, right? But I want to capture the entire website. I don't need like a specific image right here because, well, there's almost no images here. Like, this is text, right? So what do I do with it? So that's why we built the desktop application. It's just, you know, you just install it on your computer, and yeah, you just screenshot it like this. You know, it just launches the actual default macOS screenshot thing, and yeah, it would just appear here. Yeah, it would just appear right here. I turned off my my notifications, but usually it just pops up as a you know, as a basically saying that, hey, I upload this image, and yeah, it's right here. And then I can add some text to here. Let's say like palette, because I like the color palette here. The first screen of the website is usually called the hero screen because it kind of explains the entire idea behind the website. So let's say I want to save this for hero ideas, so I put that here too. Right, so that's it, and that's how I organize images in collecta. And then if I want to go to see more hero images, that's how I do it. So think of collections as folders, but the idea behind collections is that you can also share them. Not right now, as you can see, but yeah, pretty soon.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Nice.
Probably
so
next.
So what's
next
the
week.
for collected means here?
Oh, that's how many there are.
Yeah, it's basically how many images here. Yeah. So like I said, this is not my actual profile because yeah, I'm a little ashamed to share my actual profile because this is private. Like, that's the idea behind collect. This is only yours collections, because yeah, I mean on Pinterest, for example, you can make your boards private, but yeah, by default everything is public. Yeah, those are
And then
your
you can
own
do
things.
shared folders if you're working on a client project.
Exactly, yeah, and like collections, we call them collections. So you can just share the collection like a business cards, right? And just hit invite.
So what
Yeah.
do I want to find this one card that I saved a long time ago and I forgot the name of it, and how would I find it?
Yeah, we currently don't have a search, just for sake of MVP, because we're still in beta. But yeah, definitely we have designs of search already. You can either search for it like through this, so when it appears. Currently, like what I do is basically like if I have a lot of collections, for instance, I just use a default Command F thing and like type something here. I don't know, there's just a small workaround. But yeah, for images,
Yeah.
it's a little harder because we don't have a search yet. But our plan is not just to introduce the search for like basically the name of the image, but also the contents. So we want to dig into machine learning and yeah, like let's say you were looking for a golden dress right here, but as you can see, the name here doesn't actually say golden dress, right? So you would type in the search, and this image would help. So yeah, that's
a feature I've wanted to have on my phone for a while. Like I want to be able to search in photos and just be like, oh, dog photo or
they have it here,
and just have all the cats.
Finally.
They have it finally. Yeah. They kind of have it.
It works great, by the way. I really like iOS photos feature. So we actually get a lot of inspiration from there too. In fact, so I'm not sure if you know this, but there's so iPhone understands the people, right? In the do you mind if I turn off the?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I kind of want to see. It's a little odd.
No worries.
Yeah, so like iPhone, for example, they have this feature where you there's like a few persons in the image, right, in the picture, so you can like basically say, oh, that's Yan. Tap on the name, and I would see other pictures I have of Yan, right? So the idea, we got some inspiration from there too, because it also kind of asks you once in a while, are those people Yan as well? And you could like answer yes or no, just because it helps to train their model of identifying your friends, I guess. So we thought of something similar. We would ask once in a while, like, oh, these images are not in collections, but it looks like those are, I don't know, fashion photos or something like that. And you would just answer yes or no, So yeah, sort of this idea. But those are all future ideas.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super inspired by Collecta, because I think the sky's the limit. Like you could, like when you start building in like machine learning and all this stuff, which you definitely don't need for an MVP like at all. But like when you start thinking about the potential of all those things, it just is like, whoa, like you could start recommending different styles or coming up with like a whole like sort of like, what's your brand kind of, or what you've been building, or I don't even know. I mean, it's just there are tons of things you can do.
I really like how simple like the design is, like that you provided, like so you just text on the left and then the pictures on the right, and it's really simple. Like and like you said, like that guy has like 6,000 photos, but if he could like make it into different category, or just like some sort of machine learning, just help
way more manageable.
It. Yeah, way more manageable. It would make it so easy for like any designer to just come in and come in a new library too. Like it could be a library that multiple designers come in and contribute, and then like they can all find useful stuff. So that was really interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many ways we want to explore this. I mean, we're still not sure if we, want to have public profiles, because yeah, like I said, it's kind of a private thing, and I like it to be this way. But some people were asking about, oh, so what if I have multiple cool collections? Maybe I want other people to see it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there are services that do this, but they don't do other things that we do. So yeah, we kind of don't want to be exactly as everybody else is offering, but at the same time, yes, if people are looking for this, you kind of want to know if they pay for it though. That's a different
that's true.
Topic.
Pay users and free users are completely different.
Yeah, don't not to be like only caring about money and stuff, but like it's kind of essential for the business to leave, because there are so many stories where the entire team would like jump onto building something because somebody asked, like, if you build this, I will definitely start paying for it.
No,
But,
don't.
yeah.
I think what you should do is just that you should just start like charging people. Just like do
Yeah.
something like first month's free, and then like the second month you start charging like subscriptions and stuff. See how many people that you scare them off, then you know they're not a true user.
Yeah, in fact, I think you do want to scare people off, because
Yeah.
free users. I was reading this article the other day on Indie Hackers. Somebody shared their experience about free users only bring free users. Sort of true. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how this looks. We do have plans for charging. Like, we're starting to charge, I guess, probably starting next month. For all our beta users, we have a lifetime discount for subscription. Additional, just because we actually really value people who decided to try it out, because it was just a simple idea. But yeah, it turns out there are some people who liked it. So yeah, I really can't appreciate enough all the people who tried it out and like actually had time to email me. Come on, we didn't have a chat button at some point. They would just had to email, and I'm emailing them saying like, oh well, maybe you think of something, like emailing to 500 people without even thinking that somebody would actually respond. But next morning I'm waking up to 8 emails from people who are using my product. That was just a magical feeling.
That's awesome.
So yeah,
That's
we
right.
definitely are offering a lifetime discount for them. Plus, when we are launching the subscription, they can use it for 1 month for free. Just because what if they already started using it and they were not ready for us to start charging money for it. So yeah, we kind of want to smooth it out and like make the transition smooth. Yeah,
that's pretty. That's a humane to do.
That's one thing that like I hear the YC people were talking about. They say the paid users' opinions and their features are completely different from the free users.
Exactly.
So if they are free users, they're not gonna care as much because they are free. Like if they can solve one problem, then it's cool. And for pay users, because they pay, so they care about way more. They want you to be successful because they want to continue using this. And they care about it so much, they're willing to pay like time and pay like price for it. So that's a difference. And also like there's a saying that like if you do want to have free users, you have to make sure that like it's like a kind of like Chinese game industry type of thing. They say that all your free users should be something that help you gain like paid users. That exists to help you to gain users.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't want to just people hanging around and basically not doing anything. But that's the subject I was discussing with my partner and friend. Like, do we even need to have free users? It's sort of an interesting thing, because especially if it's your first product, and this is our first product that we're building for ourselves. Feedback is crucial, and what free users tend to do is they want you to build more, while paid users want you to build better, because they already believe in your product. Because they give you their credit card. It's like it means something. So unless you're like tricking them into this to have a trial, because we're definitely not going to do that. But yes, the idea is that they already trust you. They already they are sold on your approach. So they don't want you to change. They want you to become better. While free users are like, that's exactly why they're not paying, because this is not great for them. So like, do you want to target those people? And it's not about hypocrisy or about like being greedy or something like this. No, it's just essentially crucial for the business to grow, because it can be expensive to store images, I can tell.
For sure.
So,
sure.
Yeah. Sorry, it got a little darker here.
No worries. Let's do
evening now.
We have some questions that we've been doing at the end of interviews, and they're kind of like the startup school questions a little bit, but like, what's like a big win or a big fail this week?
like I said, big fail is, yes, us not launching the subscription. Oh, sorry, not subscription, invitations, because yeah, we anticipated this to be complete a little earlier. We even cut out something, but yeah, just for some personal reasons, we didn't hit it, unfortunately. But yes, we are still hoping to February to do this. In terms of who wins, I don't know. It's always hard to me, even at startup school. Like honestly, I'm always struggling answer those questions. To be honest, it's when you're fighting with acquisition, it's kind of hard to find wins. But I guess, yeah, I mean, we had a lot of user feedback last week. It was kind of magical because we invite in batches, just not to overload anything by accident. And yeah, just improves things gradually, just so less people see bugs, basically. And yeah, last week we invited like around 150 people or something, and got out of there actually 40 signed up, which seems like a lot of the big cutoff. However, around 12 messaged me in the chat box asking several different questions, and some of them did prove our hypothesis in a way how things work. For example, the screenshotting of the entire page, and we're using extensions. So yeah, I mean, I guess
That's a win. That's a huge win. So you're saying that you had of 150 people that signed up on your website for the beta, you invited.
Yeah, in October, December. Yeah.
Okay, so you invited them to be an actual user.
I get it. It can be a little confusing. Let me start from the beginning. So when we launched the landing page, we got 150 users from sources like Betalist or other landing page catalogs. So after we launched the actual private beta, I mean the product in January, that's when we started hitting hard on like Reddit, more catalogs like certain startup lists and stuff, and that's how we acquire the beta subscribers, basically we call them. So people who are not actually using the product yet, but they are interested in it. So after that, using this list of subscribers, we invite them to the actual product. We create accounts for them or send them a link to create an account. So those are different groups of people, because sometimes people who are interested end up not being interested. That happens a lot too. People unsubscribe or something like this. So each week until last week, we were inviting out of all those invited people, like around starting from 50 to 150 people at once in a time.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like I mean, it is interesting, like the whole like you have to have an invite to get in model instead of just like, please anyone join my thing. It's more like,
sorry.
Yeah, you're good. But like Clubhouse is totally successful and does kind of the same thing where it's like an invite only platform. And so I think when people get the invite, they're like, oh, it's precious.
Yeah,
like,
the Clubhouse.
They value it more instead of like, oh, this is just a thing that anyone can sign up for.
Yeah, I get it. I get the idea why they do that. But honestly, I just our reasons for this is mainly the technical, just because we don't want everybody start using it, because we are still solving bugs with like image uploads of different formats or sizes. Like
yeah, for sure.
And like imagine 200 people coming to the website at the same time and trying to just upload an image, like just a single screenshot or something. It doesn't work, and you lost 200 users or something. So yeah, we just want to. It's not about creating a hype or something. In fact, I read an article somewhere. It's an interesting opinion on like you actually don't want to overhype people and let them wait too much, because they start losing interest. Unless you're a multi-million product announcement, yeah, of course. But I mean, if you're bootstrapping a small product, yeah, you probably want to give access. Like, let's say they signed up on Monday, they probably want to get next Monday actual access to the product, something like that.
Yeah, within the month or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, image uploads are always like a little bit trickier than I think most people think.
Yeah. The formats was huge, and also the sizes and how
Yeah.
you store it,
Making
like
them
queue
look
the server.
nice.
Yeah.
It's
everything.
oof, you can't even imagine how much time we spent on thinking what's the best way to like load all the images in the same page, but then make them look nice.
Right.
And speed too, because you kind of want to have it like smooth scrolling kind of thing, like seamless, without
For
showing
sure.
any preloading spinners and stuff. But also like some people, like especially if you're on a Mac on Retina, you're making a screenshot, you're actually making a 4K screenshot, which can like be 15 megs to upload. So you don't want to have 20 images in the grid to be 20 megabytes each. So yeah, we were spending some time with this.
Nice.
Interesting.
We should
Yeah.
definitely have you look at our site.
Yeah, I want you to look.
Hear your opinions.
Yeah, maybe we could
Let's
talk
see.
offline about
Let's
that.
see a little
But
bit.
like,
Absolutely.
but like, with what was I gonna say? You're getting me distracted now.
Let's look at our site. I want to hear your opinions.
Yeah.
Since you're the expert of it.
No, sure. I mean, yeah. What
No, but what? Oh, here's my question. What's your tech stack? What are you using?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is a fun part. So we use PHP as a backend, and we use Laravel as a framework. A lot of Electron for the desktop application, Vue.js and Nuxt.js, which is as I understand it, Nuxt.js is a framework for Vue.js. So I call myself a front-end developer too, but I'm far from being a full-time possible front-end developer. But yeah, I do write HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And I really like what I like about this project is also because it's just two of us and somebody has to do things, right? I really like that it was a lot of skill improvement for me as a JavaScript person. I
But
learned
it's
a
like,
lot.
is it so you don't have a front end framework? You're just using like MVC.
Oh no, we do. Yeah, Vue.js. Yeah, that's a framework.
Vue.js. Oh, Vue.js. Oh,
Yeah, yes, Vue. Yeah.
Oh,
okay,
use
Vue.js.
Nice.
I had an interview with a client, and they were asking what kind of frameworks I can recommend, and I was saying Vue.js, and like, whoa.
Oh, Vue.
Yeah.
Oh, or no, actually, I said Vue.js, which is like because in Russian, because my partner is Russian speaking. We are from Ukraine, both of us, and I mean, we obviously speak in Russian, and we call things a little differently, and we call it Vue. And when it's like when you talk a lot about this thing, it just gets into your mind, and like that's how you pronounce
That's
things.
how it's spelled. I mean, it's spelled Vue. Like
exactly, yeah, it's not
That's
a Vue,
kind of how
but
it's spelled.
turns out a lot of Americans call it Vue, and I'm okay. I guess I should.
Vue makes sense because it is the view of. I could see either way.
Yeah, it's a front part. Yeah,
we're gonna get embarrassed by like his landing
Whatever.
page is so much better than ours.
I would love to hear your opinions.
We're just gonna make you look good right now.
We definitely not doing very well for sure.
We have tons of images too.
Let's make it this way. This way looks better.
I'm trying to understand. Okay, yeah. So this is the desktop version. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah. Definitely some line height and spacing. You can have some work there, but those are not critical things. Oh, so nice. I think I saw your website last time we were talking, right on Startup School, I think, and yeah, it seems like you did some improvements there. Nice.
Yeah, we changed a lot since last time. So we basically just like become a place where you can like shop like zero waste stuff. So this is all the states and like country that way you can go and do stuff and like stuff like this.
So yeah, totally different than Collecta.
Yeah,
No, I have to say it's actually quite nice. I mean, there's definitely some room for improvements we can discuss, but yeah, I mean, no, trust me, I've seen things before.
Cool, let's move on.
Yeah. It seems like we got some bugs.
We have bugs.
Oh,
We're
no,
working on
I'm
it.
so sorry. It's got so dark. I didn't expect. I still can get used to LA like
Are you
weather
in
kind of thing.
Ukraine
No,
right
he's in
now?
Los Angeles.
Oh,
No,
Los
I'm in
Angeles.
Los Angeles. Yeah, it gets so like dark so fast. I just still can get used to it. Yeah.
So goals and obstacles for the week. We can we can do our win and fail. Sorry, you can think
Yeah.
about your goal and
Yeah.
obstacle. What's our win and fail?
Yeah, let me see what are your fails because
Our
feel bad.
fails is that we failed to talk to more users, which
We
is
need to
like
talk to more
we find it
users.
kind of hard to talk to users somehow. Like,
I think what we're just
Yeah.
gonna do is, and we're also confused. Like, we're just gonna start emailing people that have signed up and just say like, "Hey, do you want to do a user interview?" Or just start emailing people and asking them questions.
yeah,
We haven't been
Yeah, I
really good
wouldn't-
about that.
I wouldn't just the only thing I wouldn't use in a phrase user interview or something like this. Just don't do that. Moreover, don't even use the word feedback. It's just a red flag for people. Like, every time I go to CVS and use a card, they would just start banging me with emails. Oh, how did you like this store or that store? I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. It's just distracting so much, and
I
so
see.
just try to be actual people. Like you.
Yeah, you're right.
You would
Try to
show
be
to me.
casual.
Like, imagine you cooked a apple pie, right? An apple pie,
Uh-huh.
and like we had a dinner, we had some fun, and like in the end, you just, so how'd you like the cook, the pie? Like that's that you have to try to keep it informal and simple as that. So even though it's an email from a company, from a brand, of course, probably, I'd still to try to keep it as as friendly as possible. Don't use the branding template for never, don't do that, just for this particular reason. Just email them actual questions you are interested in, like what was the last time you recycled, or what's not working for you in your current recycle or something like that. Even though this is a little too getting to businessy kind of thing, I don't know, it depends case by case, but the point
I think
of
you're
this
right. No, that's great.
is to target the
yeah.
problem, the pain point of this of theirs,
Right.
like to actually trigger the conversation, so they want to start sharing with you.
Right.
Yeah,
that's good. You know what? You saved us, because
That's
we were
great
gonna be
advice.
dumb and say the stupid way, but you're right. You're so right, because if I got that email, I wouldn't respond to it.
Yeah, I would hate it. Yeah.
I mean, still some people will respond. You can also do dirty stuff and like offer Amazon cards or something like that, but in the worst case, for bigger audience, when you have more questions, like things like Google Forms, they do work too sometimes. But again, those are going to be people who are like actually interested, super interested, let's say even pro users, and they will, like, they have to have an incentive, I guess, of why do they want you to improve, because they use them daily. They use you daily. I mean, your product. Yeah, so, but again, I really like to just talk to people, and because when you talk to people, again, this is something that's coming from the Mom Test, this book by Robert
Yeah.
Like, when you talk to people a lot, just certain things start highlighting, and actually,
Yes.
Jason Fried from Fried, I think, Jason Fried from Basecamp, he was also saying this, like, you don't need a feature requests page or something. When you just talk to people, things start popping up, and once, twice, thrice, and you're okay, I see some people already mentioned that. So yeah, speaking with people is crucial, because they, everybody wants to feel valued as a human, not just as a customer.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
I think we need to come up with like a really soulful email to talk to our users.
No, I think, but no, you're right. Just be conversational. Just like be like, hey, I saw you signed up. Like, what do you do about this? Like, I just want to know. Just be super conversational.
You still will have a lot of refusals. Basically, the percentage is going to be even lower than you think sometimes, and it can be painful, I know. But my experience and others too, it seems like, it's just still better, even if it's 1 or 2% more than it would be with forms. If you're, and it's like the same advice with, don't try to be a corporation when you're a one-man business. Same thing.
Right.
Like, people want to have relationship with you, not like, I don't know,
robots.
Like, you're not a vending machine. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, what's your goal or obstacle this week?
Definitely launch the invitations, because this is just, I mean, this is now priority number one now. We put everything aside. Some people were asking
So for your
this.
users to invite other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So some people were asking for it. This is also our like one of our main features. Basically, we are selling. So yeah, it's kind of crucial.
For
in
inviting
terms of
people to see a collection, not to the
Yeah.
platform, but just to
yeah,
see
and not
one
just
collection.
yes. Well, in fact, those are two connected things. You kind of want people to be able to invite other people, because that's how
To
you also
sign
acquire
up.
new users. Yeah.
Right,
We
right.
still want. So there's this use case when you want to show something to a colleague or a friend quickly without like going through the entire onboarding process. So just sharing a collection by public link without without a need to sign up, actually something we are doing as well. So that's going to be our number one step in inviting other users to the platform. So yeah, that's one of the use cases as well. Like, for example, if I had a nice collection of, I don't know, capybaras or dogs, I don't know, some animals, and I wanted to share with you, I would open that collection and just switch from private to public and show you the link. So yeah, like on Dropbox paper or Figma, or Google Docs. So yeah, it's pretty.
So what's your obstacle?
He's just trying to get it shipped, right?
Just try to get it shipped.
Is it there's some technical limitations with it, or
It's time, really, because a lot of things are tied to backend programming of my partner, and yeah, he's often busy with other stuff, because yeah, this is not our. I mean, I wish it could be full-time thing, but yeah, not yet. Hopefully, it will be. We are fully dedicated. It's not that we are not. It's just, yes, because you still have to eat something.
Yeah, I
Yes, you
know.
gotta do other stuff.
But you should definitely do it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like,
No, because we are closed. It's like, yes, things get there, but they stay there, and there's no other way to interact with others. So it's like it's a one-way trip kind of thing. So yeah, it's a
Awesome.
priority, like I said.
So what's our goals and obstacles?
we're just trying to get more like return users, really.
Right. So did you sign up for the Build Spring for the last like for the YC?
You're good.
We actually wanted to. We were discussing this for a while, but again, probably for the same reason, we probably won't be. Oh, I mean, obviously it's too late now. We weren't able to do that. But I think this is a awesome idea, and I think
Definitely
to do that,
it. What are you doing?
Just do it. What's the worst thing that happens?
Nothing can happen to you. Whatever you
no, I mean,
fail or whatever you make
no,
it.
no.
Like,
It's not that we are afraid to fail or something. It's just wait. Are you asking about the batch or the sprint thing?
The sprint.
The Build Spring.
Well, the sprint, exactly. So the reason for this is just like it has to have a lot of dedication, and it seems like at the current stage, my partner isn't able to, because what you have to do, let's just give some context, I guess. What you have to do is achieve the goal, right? That you are.
Yeah. And then you try to achieve it. That's it.
Yeah, but the problem is that I'm almost sure we are not going to
just achieve something simple. Like, for example, this invitation thing, you can just put it as a goal. If you finish in 4 weeks, that's like you have to celebrate every little wings.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
That's true. I don't know. We maybe think about it again, but yeah, it just.
I think you should do it and just put your invite as it. And if you finish it next week, that's a win.
I think you should do it. I think you and your co-founder should quit your job and just man up and just do.
I don't have a job.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
I quit my job since July 2020. I run some client client projects, and it's far from.
Awesome.
I'm fully there.
There you go. Contract work's a good way. I mean,
you have to be 100%, otherwise it just won't work.
And then if you're a contractor, everything you do you own. So
it's this funny. I have this is a funny story. My friend and in fact we were in the same school back in Ukraine. He moved here a year before I did, and we weren't even speaking. Like I had no idea he's in the United States. So when I found out he's here, I'm like, my gosh, this planet is so small. It's just impossible. Like thousands of miles from our home city, from our home like school that we went to together. Turns out he's here. So yeah, his name is
cool.
Vlad. He's a movie maker. And basically, I like his approach. He's like, he dreams to become a studio owner, like famous Hollywood studio owner, and he does a great job. But yeah, he has some obviously a way to go still. And I like his approach. He's like, I'm not spending any time on anything else. Like that's if you want to hit it, if you want to get to it, you have to be fully dedicated. And like sometimes I feel like, well, I have this comfortable life. I have this certain kind of apartment I like certain kind of things I like to buy myself. But at the same time, like yeah, maybe it's all about the priorities. That's what I'm trying to say. I hope this makes
You
sense.
only live once.
Yeah, you only live once, but you got to be,
Do
whatever.
you want to work for someone else and build things that you don't
No.
even care about, or you want to build
Yeah.
something that people actually are excited about, right?
Yeah, that's I know how you folks feel about this. I always felt myself like I can see the team is great, the company is great, the product is nice, but it's just something is not clicking. Like I feel like I'm just giving away all my energy to somebody else instead of for me. It's not even about like having a boss or something. It's just yeah,
You're not building.
It's like a treadmill and you don't own it, right? Like
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like
Right.
I always felt hard. I mean, it felt difficult to me to be like, because I can't just do things halfway. Like if I'm doing something, I'm trying to be fully committed, but in the same time, that's what steals all your energy. So yeah, yeah, it's super nice to meet people who understand this and who are also building something. Yeah, because when I talk this way to like clients, they'll be like,
right, their eyes
Right.
glaze over and they just think you're insane.
so
Yeah.
what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Right. Cool. Any recommendations like books or TV or whatever, like an essay, anything, just recommendations.
Yeah, I don't watch TV. I don't even have a TV, to be honest. Last time I had a TV, I was living with my parents when I was like 15 or something. Yeah, I mean, we have computers and not. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird to me seeing a TV in
What
in
about books?
the only,
Do you have a book?
yeah. About the books, sorry. The only thing I want to say about the TV is that I think the TV is a great thing to put up your metrics, the product metrics. I think this is a good idea. Yeah, Mixpanel has this super
You can
cool
use a
feature. It's called-
whiteboard for that.
No, we should do that. It'd be depressing.
No.
every day.
That's the thing. Like it has to be dynamic. Like even each as you said at Queenie, like you have to celebrate everything, right? So that's the same thing. Like I put up so in my second work monitor, Mixpanel has this super cool feature called TV mode. So basically, it shows all your product data in like full screen, like really organized kind of layout way. And yeah, I put like all our metrics to my second monitor. And when I see, so obviously I'm the first person to in a rating of like basically we have a stat how many images people upload and like a rating of people basically rated from 1 to 10 I think, and I'm obviously
Nice.
number 1. But every time somebody gets a little closer to me, it's really exciting to see. So yeah, that's the
All right,
only.
you have to quit now. If you're not quitting,
he's already quit.
like,
It's
oh,
his
you're sorry. Your
co-founder.
co-founder has to quit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you
Yeah,
have to
that's for
find
sure.
a co-founder.
I think
that
we'll
actually works.
steal that because I did see that mixed panel demo, and I
Yeah.
think we should steal that from you. Like take our TV,
I
just
really like that.
throw up our
yeah.
analytics up there, and we don't use mixed
super
panel,
important.
but
It's
we
super
should.
important. You know how like people like bodybuilders or boxers, they put up the posters of their favorite like bodybuilders or boxers.
Yeah.
What I mean? Yeah, I mean, it's like you have to be involved in every corner of your room with this. I think if you're really into it, it's super crucial to see. Like when I'm eating, I'm watching YouTube talks on like by YC members or somebody from the business area I really like. When I'm like going to sleep, I'm reading those books. So yeah, I feel like it's sort of, you have to wrap around with this thing. In terms of books, yes, I wanted to recommend actually, and I do that for all my clients even who build stuff. I really recommend Getting Real by Basecamp. So it's actually free. Yeah, Getting Real. It's actually free. You can read it on their website, but there's also, I think, a PDF version. So it's essentially how to build something and launch it without getting too deep into details and actually doing the right thing. I know it's probably a vague description of it, but I guess my main takeaway of it is that yeah, you can build a lot of things and for a really long time. Like you can spend a lot of time on it, but and also like study a lot of competitors and I'll do all those things. But in fact, yeah, the most important thing essentially is to actually launch it today or tomorrow, or like you'll often have to ask yourself, what can you do today to launch tomorrow? So yeah, Getting Real is really, it gives some good advice on it. Yeah, I know another book that it inspires me a lot is Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. I know actually that I faced a lot of interesting criticism. I mean, not I, but like I see a lot of criticism from American book readers, I guess, of Ayn Rand. It's kind of interesting because yeah, like in Russia and Ukraine, it's like way opposite. Like people kind of admire her and are inspired by the books. So yeah, I know it may not be for everyone, but I know it inspired me a lot. So it's a great book too.
Russian novels, they're super long.
Well, I mean, she's
like American Russian.
So, yeah, exactly. Yeah, she.
Yeah, I should read it. I mean, I kind of lean libertarian in a lot of ways, but everyone always it's like
it's an interesting. yeah. No, for sure, it's an interesting concept, and it of course in many ways, it's an overreacting to some things for sure. But I don't know, it's an interesting novel with certain inspiring things. Of course, it doesn't have to be applicable in current times, but yeah, I know she's been criticized a lot. Yeah.
It's funny that you keep mentioning the 37 Signals Basecamp folks, like Jason Fried, and because I've just been listening to a bunch of interviews with David Hannemeyer Hansen, and he's like the creator of Rails.
This guy.
We're using Rails, and I mean he's really funny to listen to because he's also super refreshing in a lot of ways because his viewpoints on how to run a business and how startups should work are just so different than what you hear from Silicon Valley people. Yeah, and he's a Chicago guy, and we're Chicago people. So, well, he's Danish, but they're based in Chicago.
Yeah,
so.
he is from the Netherlands. Yeah, it's this guy is just, I don't know. He's I guess two times Le Mans winner, or yeah. I mean, he's a racer basically. I'm a racing guy too. Like I really like.
Oh, he's not a driver. Does he like own a car?
No, he is. That's the thing. Like. I was surprised. Me? Nah. So he
races in Le Mans.
He's a racer?
Exactly. So he co-founded Basecamp and Hey, right? He also raced Le Mans at least twice, and at least once, I think he won it in 2014 for Aston Martin, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong.
That's crazy.
And he also wrote
no
Ruby
way
on Rails.
This is true.
Like I said, when I read his Wikipedia page, I was like, huh? What? yeah.
Now he's looking it up crazy. Right now.
Yeah, and also
looks like he is.
What?
He's wearing like
Are you kidding me?
The racing clothes.
He even has a different Twitter page for only like racing tweets he posts.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. No, yeah, DHH is a monster. Like
he won it in 2014. You're right.
14, wow. Yeah. The way he speaks about government things, social things, like political things, product things. It's just, yeah, like his mindset is something I really admire too. Like, for example, I remember his rant about some newspaper not allowing people to unsubscribe. So like basically people could subscribe online. I'm not sure what was the page. Oh, sorry, what was the newspaper? Honestly, maybe New York Times. I don't remember. Don't want to call out names, but yeah, basically,
You had to like call them. I think I remember this. You had to like call them on the phone and be
yeah,
like,
you
I
had to
want
call them to
That's like
cancel your subscription.
Xfinity or like
Yeah.
the internet.
That's-
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of companies did that. Yeah, gladly, some states like basically introduced, you know, laws to restrict this. Like, if you subscribe online, you can't unsubscribe through the phone. You have to go. I mean, you can, but like you should be able to do that online. It's illegal to not to be able to do that. Not to give opportunity to do that.
But yeah, back to racing. Are you like a Formula One guy, or are you
Yeah.
do you like Indy or NASCAR, or just Formula One?
No. I don't like races where cars don't turn right.
Okay, so you
That's
like
what-
Grand Prix style, more like street.
Yeah,
street
yeah.
car.
It's a
Okay.
joke. Like for those who didn't understand, so NASCAR cars only drive around the circle, which is essentially them turning left. I mean, so it's a joke in Formula One world, like cars that don't turn right, NASCAR cars.
Yeah,
but yeah,
you could drive more. I
yeah.
love racing too. I'm a
That's
I'm a
hilarious.
racing nerd too. But
Yeah. I mean,
it's exciting.
it comes from my dad. So like I was watching Formula One with my dad since I was like 4. So
Nice.
yeah, Formula One is great. It's an exciting sport, especially what they did with their digital product area since 2016. I think their branding. It's just it's marvelous. It's really interesting. They popularized it a lot because some American company now owns it. I forgot. Liberty Media, I think. Liberty Media, I think it's called. I don't remember. But like it's like an entire holding, and they own Formula One now. So yeah, get a refreshment for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I love all race. I'm not into all. I raced on IndyCar, like Indy 500 and everything. But
yeah, this is interesting.
I love it.
Yeah, this is interesting. It's still essentially a circle thing, but yeah.
There's a lot more. It's one of those sports where there's like more going on than appears. Like if you can go deep on it, it's like there's way more going on. But if you just turn on, you're like, and they're going in circles.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So
it's
dangerous.
For people who don't who don't know the context, basically it does look like they just run in circles and nothing happens.
They are.
I mean,
running circles.
I mean, for me, that's what soccer is. I mean, or in Europe we call it football, but yeah, it's in America it's soccer. That's what soccer to me. I was never a fan of soccer. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't. It's boring.
Yeah.
But I mean, some people are fascinated by it. So absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. What's our recommendation?
I think our book recommendation is Poor Charlie's Almanac, like Charlie Munger's Wisdom. And
nice.
You probably already read it. It's just a great book.
I've heard a lot about it, and I've heard some good people recommend it, but I didn't read it. I have I know how I have such a long list of books, and it was like it's getting only longer. I'm like, I have to.
Yeah, you have to read that book though.
Yeah,
that book is different because that book is also like a book list of like a bajillion really good books.
It's a book of book recommendations.
Yeah, it's a book that transforms.
and that's exactly what happens to me every time when I read something because like people just keep referencing different books and like gotta stop.
That's true. Or you can just read them all.
You gotta start somewhere.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Do we leave anything out, or is that it?
I think that's it. So anybody that wanna find like a design platform that they can store their image, go hit up like Igor and Collecta, and you will see a lot of really good design, and you will be a great designer because you have a great tool in your belt.
Yeah. No. I mean, like I said, it's collecting things, storing those. It's important, and especially scrolling down then after a while and seeing like, oh my god, I thought this is beautiful. Happened to me. So.
Yeah. So
no, I mean,
refine your
Yeah.
taste.
Exactly. Yeah. It's important.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. We'll post it on YouTube. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, keep
And,
in touch. We'd like to see
share
more
it.
stuff
Yeah.
from you.
Give us a follow, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right. See
Yeah.
you, Igor.
Thanks so much. Nice to meet you. Sorry, nice to talk to you. And yeah, thanks for reminding.
Yeah. Let us know if we can help with anything.
Yeah, sounds good.
Likewise.
All right.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.